Here we go again, chopping up t-shirts, always a practical use of time, energy, and innocent shirts. I start by cutting off the hem, sleeves, and neckline. Next, I cut off the bottom of my shirt to become my skirt. Mine was around 38 centimeters or 15 inches, but I'm short, so adjust accordingly. I cut out the front, the kind of funky looking hexagon, and the back, the trapezoid, to become the pieces of my top. Then I cut the curve for the overlap of my wrap skirt, saving the scraps for later. Here you can get a slightly better look at the pattern pieces I used for the top. I cut all the remaining material of the shirt into 5 centimeter or 2-inch strips. Looking back, I was surprised at how much ruffle I was able to get from the scraps. Had I known, I probably would have made my strips a little bit wider and sacrificed some of the ruffliness for a bit more length. However, I didn't, because if I actually knew what I was doing, where would be the fun in that? After all that cutting, I was left with pieces for my top and skirt, around 4 strips for the binding, a bunch of scrappy strips for the ruffles, and 1 inside-out hem. I sewed all my little strips into 1 very long strip and hemmed one side. Next came the side seams of my top. And running a basting stitch for gathering all the way down my soon-to-be ruffle. Once ruffled, I basted it to the edge of my skirt to save myself from being stabbed by approximately 30 pins. Next, I hemmed the bottom and armpit regions of my top. The remaining long strips were sewn into 1 length and pressed into binding. That binding was basted to the top, sandwiching the ruffle and neckline together. And pinned along the top edge of my wrap skirt. Now here is where I made a mess of things. I irreparably stretched out the top of my skirt while sewing it. Probably should have checked to make sure the needle I was using was meant for stretch fabric. Probably should have actually gotten a walking foot instead of just talking about it. That's like right in the middle. Wow, that looks really bad. Okay, whatever. Whatever. That's what I get for not paying attention. But I didn't, because I'm lazy, so... So you can probably tell by these lovely little ripples here that I massively stretched out the hem of my top. I also massively stretched out the waistband, which is why I had to add a great big pleat in the back to keep it from just falling down. I made the straps out of the hem of the original shirt, turned inside out, and I had enough ruffle left over to make a little rosette. So yeah, it was a t-shirt. Now it's this. I don't know. Minimalist, subversive. It begs the question, is fashion what we wear or how we wear it?
added ruffles,